Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Logic, and this is Obsessite.
Hello again.
We are back to discuss the Star Citizen progress. This since 2 weeks ago. Lots happened in terms of information, tons of information, actually. So much so that I think we're gonna maybe miss some of it, even though there's a lot to talk about. Um, But first things first, I guess we should go over the ATVs as we do usually, just because they have some pretty interesting stuff this week, this 2 week bi-weekly thing. I don't know what you want to call it.
Like bi-weekly works.
Yeah, bi-weekly works. I like that. Uh, so yeah, the LA studio update was this week, and let's move it along. Oh, let's move. Okay, so Sandy, Chris. Much of the work is
I got one of those T-shirts.
yeah, you do. I should get
Yeah,
one of those actually. I don't like the
that's really
hats.
cool.
It's still, but yeah. Much of the work is now finished for 3.0. It would appear.
Yeah.
Working on bug fixing and polish.
hmm This is going back to what was effectively 2 weeks ago. This is the crafting procedural moons, the ATD we're talking to at the Mo, going over the UK update, aren't we?
Yeah, this is actually technically a week ago.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it?
true.
Technically a week ago. Well, just over a week ago. So yeah, you know. But yeah, it's a lot of now it's basically looks bug fixing and just sort of polishing the crap out of it. And
It's looking impressive.
it is. I'm not sure I like the idea of takedowns though, because it definitely could be abused.
I personally, I don't think they needed it in Star Marine, because anything that's in Star Marine is going to be in the PU, and instant kills. It's just
Yeah,
open
I don't.
open to abuse.
Maybe maybe you could do something with that, like instant kill. Like you try to stab someone, and then you have like a button to press, like immediately if you get that, like a pop up, like like in those console games where you have to like press a button within a certain time frame, otherwise you end up dead or something like that. So
Yeah,
like
the
a
little quick
defensive
time
move,
thingies.
defensive move or something like that. You could do like you have like a second to do it. If you don't do it, then you die. But if you do, then you
Hmm.
get out.
Or you do it Indiana Jones, and you press the button, you just pull out your pistol and shoot him in the head.
There has to be some like the whole instant kills shit is just a bit. It's a bit too gay. It's a bit too like Call of Duty for me.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think we needed it in Star Marine or in Star Citizen, to be honest. But yeah, look, they look good for what it's worth.
yeah. So I paused it a minute because the render to texture stuff is pretty interesting. It looks pretty tight. Pardon me.
Yeah, I do like what they've done with the new implementation of the Mobi-Glass. Looks impressive.
I'm gonna go back a bit because I want to see that again. So yeah, I mean that looks so good, and we'll see the star map later on, and that looks freaking amazing too.
Yeah, it's the first time that we'd ever seen any of it. So they kind of surprised us with it, really. Because obviously we knew it was coming, but we didn't see any really rough. It looks quite well done, or quite far along from what we see later.
So this was like the overbright thing to prevent you like not being able to see things, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Looks like it works as they intend.
Ooh, fireworks.
Mm, looks cool.
It does look good. Ooh, new guns up to tier 5 or 6. I think they're doing 6 ones in this.
Yeah, like, and upgrade levels as well on the left-hand side there.
Is that upgrade though, or is that just the S2, S3, S4, S5, S6, X?
I'm not sure. It said upgrade, so
Yeah, but
it's
like an S2 is an upgrade to an S3, or an S3 is an upgrade to an S2. If you think about it,
exactly. It depends on what they actually mean on that
I
infographic.
think they just
That looks
mean.
like a really nice. That looks like a nice light machine gun as well, or
I think it's a
blaster,
laser
whatever the hell
cannon.
it
I
is.
think it's a laser.
I like the look of it.
Yeah, I do too. It's pretty tight. I mean, I've not seen a bad looking gun in this game though, to be honest with you. So
No, they've all gone through a significant amount of polish.
smoke texture and It's nice to see some sort of depth to the space and not just like black with stars.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to look a lot more alive which is a bit of a weird thing to say about deep space. But yeah, it'll be much more interesting to fly about. This looks cool.
Well, the outpost or the zoom in on
the zooming in on the individual asteroids, but this looks good too. The label, the way that they've actually labeled up all the different outposts.
Yeah,
that's like your abandoned one, which is pretty cool.
Doors. Apparently they're having trouble. They just finished those. They were having trouble with them, but now they're finished. I don't know why they have to have paths in them. Why do they need paths? They're in the middle of a freaking desert.
Just in case you have a bit too much moonshine, need to find a way back.
Okay, that makes sense. They're talking about alcohol and how it's going to like make you completely wasted if you start drinking it.
Makes sense. I've got one of those drink dispenser things in the hangar, which is quite funny. The effect has changed over time.
Yeah. Oh, this is the sort of truck stop exterior complete. Now they're just sort of working on the interior and adding a couple of unique sort of things like the Gemini Club, I think it is. Oh, no. Some sort of PB Club. There you go. Yeah,
they did mention what it's called, I think, in the notes. But anyway, it's a new shop.
Yeah. I mean, the UK update was fine. It just... But... I'm waiting for the procedural moons.
The next one.
Yeah.
So skip to the end.
Skip to the end, yeah. What's the procedural moons again? Yeah. No, but it looks tight. They do got some good internal environments, I gotta be fair.
It's all world building, isn't it? It's very believable.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned though it might take longer than they, like it seems like they're going a bit too in depth for like being able to create as much as they want to create, but that's just my thought.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get as many of their Lego pieces right. Here's the star map. How cool does that look?
It does look tight. I think the sun's a little overbright. Could do with being toned down.
Yeah.
It's not like
you could use it as a flashlight.
I know it's not like it needs to be that bright because there you go. That's a lot better without the sun.
Mm. Yeah, it looks impressive. I think, they might be taking their time to build out the outposts and things like that, but once they've got these templates that they can use, it'll mean that they should be able to start using them in different planets, and it'll help them build out the systems, the procedural systems, quicker further on, which will be useful, which we'll get to in a minute, the number of systems they think they're going to have, which... interesting talking point later on.
Yeah. MFD changes. That's interesting. Yeah, I like that.
I thought you'd be excited about that. You're always banging on about how shit the MFDs are in your in your fighters.
They are shit. It's shit. It's like... I hope they do allow you to like make hotkeys though, because I don't usually want to like hold on a second, Mr. Fighter, while I adjust my shields.
Oh yeah, sure. I think they've already got them on the numpad.
They do, but they were mentioning like they want to remove some of them just because they wanted to be more interactive with these screens, and I'm like, that's great if I actually had a hand and I could hold on with one, to the stick with one and then touch things, but because you know what I mean when I have to move my hand and it's not like I'm in the ship. It's not a VR thing yet.
Yeah, exactly. And even with VR, you don't have VR gloves yet.
Well,
you still have like a couple of buttons.
Good. VR gloves would be awesome.
That'll be coming. This looked pretty cool. We haven't seen this mode of ambulation before. The whole long leap looks like something out of Assassin's Creed.
So apparently the Mobileglass, the render texture is sort of done, and they've given even though it's not done in the schedule report, they said that it's done and they've given it to the testers and it's in the build, but there's a few things they need to change and tweak and alter for the end, so it's like in but it's not in, if you know what I mean. It's like partially in, so
yeah, I think the base tech's in. They just need to get the integration between that technology and the rest of the engine. I wonder who this dude is.
It's
So
pixelated.
yeah, wonder why they did that. Yeah, I mean, it must be
Ooh,
contractual, isn't it?
pretty.
Yeah, it's a crashed caterpillar. I read somewhere that the apparently you're supposed to be able to have up to 15 modules on a caterpillar.
No, they debunked that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ignore
Apparently,
me then.
it's like you cannot have 15 modules in a caterpillar.
Yeah, can you imagine trying to take that into Atmo? It'd be completely top heavy.
He didn't say how many you could take, but he said there's no way you could. We wouldn't allow you to take 15 modules. So,
Yeah,
Will
this
Everett said that.
that's the whole sea
Yeah.
animation for the cargo arms. That looks really cool.
One important piece of news this week actually was the Aurora is going to make it into 3.0.
Oh, whoopee doo.
The new Aurora. It's all remodeled and it's a brand new little ship there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good. I
I
think
don't
that's
actually
good
know
for
if
the
I've
new
got one of
players.
those.
I don't have one either. I swapped it for the core.
I've got a Legionnaire I could bring back, but
I could just swap the core back for the Aurora, to be honest, because the core kind of it's okay.
I like it. It'd be really. I think the Reliant would be good as a the little science ship or the news van. I don't think it's any good as a standard small cargo mover or
I
even
mean,
the
the
fighter.
Cutlass seems like it would be best cargo mover at the moment, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd argue the Freelancer could probably do a better job of cargo moving,
Right, but
but I
if you
think
want
the
to protect yourself,
yeah, I don't know. It's got a turret.
yeah, but it's not as powerful as it's got six S3s on the Cutlass.
Yeah, I think the Cutlass is obviously a more multi-role stroke offensive ship.
Right.
Whereas the Freelancer is a bit of does jack of all trades, but it obviously not quite as militaristic
Yeah.
as the Drake ship, because of course it's Drake. Yar.
Arr. There was some interesting
Oh,
points about.
excuse me, is that your cargo carriers? There's mine now.
Well, apparently, Will Everett was saying also that if your ship gets exploded, some of the cargo will fall out, but a lot of it will be destroyed. So that's one piece of
Yeah,
information.
they showed that in the
Yeah.
this week's ATV.
Well, they showed the cargo falling out, but they didn't. He didn't tell anyone. Well, they didn't say that whether or not all the cargo would fall out. He just
No, they didn't specify that. They
no,
just said that you
but
could.
apparently they did specify that on Spectrum like yesterday or today.
What if you could just open the back of your Freelancer, just reverse over all the boxes and Pac-Man them up that way, instead of actually having to get up and go,
Maybe.
there's one box, and I'll go get the other one. It could
Yeah.
take ages.
Could take ages and probably end up being attacked by then.
Yeah.
So, oh, here we go. Here's the good part.
What, the bit where they say goodbye? Oh, no.
Snap, dude. No, the part where they show us the
Procedural moons.
Yeah, procedural moons.
Yeah, it's
So-
really, really, really impressive.
So
I
there's
think
going to
everybody.
be 4 moon-ish things. So there's going to be a planetoid and 3 moons in 3.0. So I'm excited about that. That should be interesting. Apparently, one of the moons is the size of Texas.
That's a pretty big moon.
So
I wonder if they have different gun laws depending on which planet you're on. Or,
probably depends if it's UE or pirate based.
yeah, true.
So
And this is just one they've just shoved in just for giggles, and this is obviously one that's in 3.0. I'm not
this
sure
was
which
3.0.
one. It is.
This was
I keep
this
getting
was
confused.
3.0. This was Levski. I think this is the planetoid. Levski's right there. So this is
Yeah, go Freelancer. I love that ship.
I like it, but it's a bit hard. It's hard to pilot. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's a bit unwieldy. It's certainly not coming off the back of a Super Hornet or a Sabre or something. It would feel like flying an oil tanker. But those guns really do hurt if you hit with them.
Are they S3s?
I think they might be S4s. I'm not sure.
Nah,
It's been a while since I've looked. They're pretty big. There's 2 on each side.
Right. So they're going to be S3s probably, I would imagine. I haven't got a freelancer, so I have no idea. So
I want to see what they do with the other freelancers. So the Miss especially is one that's going to be quite interesting to see what they do.
There's a chance that we might see a bunch of other ships because of the delays. I think there was someone was saying that there was one of the ships that was due to be completed, not the Reclaimer, but there was another ship. Someone was saying, well, based on their like 3.1 thing, like there is another ship due in like August and July. I can't remember what it was. It's
The Phoenix was supposed to be 3.
the red and the blue were due in August. Or Cutlass Red and Blue are due in August, so they could possibly end up getting in, depending on how many delays you get. Also, there was 2 new guns they added to the schedule report, so we have 2 new guns coming in, pistol and a rifle coming with 3.0 now that we weren't getting before because of the delays.
So FPS weapons.
Yeah.
Wonder if that SMG will be in there. The one they showed a couple of weeks ago now.
Let me have a look. I'll tell you what it is. Switch all the way to the bottom. It's the Gemini L86 pistol, the Klaus and Werner Arclight pistol. These are the new ones, and the Bearing P4 AR assault rifle.
Okay. Wonder if they'll ever put like a Counter-Strike type game mode into Star Marine where you start off with, like 1,000 credits and you can only buy a pistol. And then you can run around because they've got knives now. You can have like an eco round. Everybody's stabbing each other.
I always found that stupid because that was just like moving back and forth with the knife swiping.
Yeah, I always used to shoot.
Look at the scale of this. That's just crazy, right? It was
It's ridiculous.
The size of Texas, the one of the moons is. They did a math based. So you know the one with the freelancer zooms out, which you'll see in a little bit.
This was impressive. This bit here, where they showed the individual cutouts. And then all the way out to the system level.
This is work in progress. It's not as amazing as I thought. It's not very lush. They need more trees, really.
Yeah, this is probably just some sort of
it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like that. That's a concept image. It definitely does not look like that in the actual previous thing. That looks like a concept image.
I don't know. It looks like it's an engine. Looking at the way the weapons are all hanging off.
Why is it all like so paintified? It looks paintified, like someone.
Yeah, it may have been touched up a bit, perhaps. But
the water here is a bit meh.
It's rubbish. I was quite disappointed with that, but obviously this is all work in progress. So hopefully they get better water because the Cry engine obviously has better water effects than that.
So why is curious? Can you explain this to me? Because I haven't quite been able to figure it out. Why is this planet red, and the sky on the bottom is blue, and all the plants are green?
Yeah, pass. Maybe it's Mars.
Yeah, but Mars is red on the ground.
Yeah, or is it? I've got a tinfoil hat on underneath this hat. This squadron cap.
So yeah, that was a bit. I think that was a cock up in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks far too green for you. You would be able to see that green from orbit.
Grey cat with no scattering. Oh.
Yep. Avoid the big ones.
Scattering now. It's a lot better. The grey cats looks like kind of fun. Shame you can't buy them. I can't.
You can get them from Voyager Direct.
Oh, you can? But you have to pay real cat. Like, how much are they?
Yeah, I think it used to be 15,000 credits. I don't know. Let me have a look. I shall tell you now. Whilst we're looking at these awesome rendered landscapes. That looks fucking awesome. Look at the draw distance on that. It's nuts.
Bonkers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking bonkers.
Hold on. Yeah, this is obviously far after the watershed, so there will be some F-bombs, ladies and gentlemen.
You've watched my XCOM videos? I drop like all kinds of F-bombs.
Yeah, let's be honest. I think most people who actually play these games aren't children. Yeah, the Grey Cat is 15,000 UEC.
I'm going to buy one of those right now, actually.
From the Voyager Direct store, and then you can buy skins at 5,000 UEC a pop.
So is it permanent? Is it a permanent thing, the Grey Cat?
Yeah. It just doesn't have an insurance value at the moment. They haven't worked that out, so it's kind of.
Grey Cat. How do you find it?
Go to Voyager Direct. Go on all decorations, and then go all the way to the bottom. It's right next to the fish tank.
Ooh, Grey Cat. Can you drive it around your own thing?
You drive it around your hangar, yeah.
Sweet. I'm gonna be
Stick
fucking with that.
it in the back of your ships and things like that. If you've got a lift. I wonder if it'll fit on the personnel lift of the Caterpillar. I don't have a cat, so I've never been able to try.
Nah.
I mean, you know, the posters are quite cool as well. Some of the old ones, you know, like the "Be a Hero" poster and the "We Want You" poster. Good old wingman. It's a good picture, that.
$5 gives you 5,000 USD, so it's $15. That's not so bad.
Yeah, you know, it's useful. I mean, it was more useful when you had the hangers that could go on forever. But you know, they removed the little buggy obstacle course that they had in the previous hangars as well. But no doubt you'll be able to use them in your ships later on, and certainly in places like Levski where you can actually spawn things in the garage.
Hang on a second. Oh.
I was quite impressed with this as well when they were going through how they actually choose the color of their planets.
Yeah,
using
that is pretty
it's
amazing. They
awesome.
really streamlined
It looks like a photo of Mars. The top bit's amazing.
Okay, what am I doing here? I bought my grey cat. There you go.
You go. We're gonna have demolition derbies. When 3.0 comes out, we'll have to stick him in the back of our ships, and then just crash into each other.
Are we going to be able to put the grey cats in the ships? I'm assuming so, right?
I'd have thought so. I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, with Levski, you can obviously spawn your ground vehicle, and then if you've got a ship big enough to put it in the hold, and then fly to wherever you want to be, or you could literally just drive it around Levski. Obviously, otherwise, depends on whether you want to do it there or somewhere else.
$15 away from concierge. Yeah.
Didn't you just spend that on UEC?
No, I'm 15 now after the spend. I was 30 before.
See, should have bought some of the skins as well. You'd have done it then.
That's fine. I'm going to upgrade to like.
The Cyclone's out next week, isn't it? So
what is Cyclone?
probably it's another buggy. We don't know anything about it yet, though.
I'll buy that.
There's a rumor that there's going to be like your standard APC one, which has got a ground vehicle turret on it, and another one which is
going to be like a
ground-to-air
sand buggy, like a Doom buggy.
I think it's going to be something which is probably smaller than the Ursa, but we haven't even seen any concept art for it yet.
Bigger than the grey cat, smaller than the Ursa.
Yeah, I think so, because the Ursa was $60. And I think this one is coming in cheaper than that. What does it say actually? Let's have a look. Let's check Spectrum.
40 SR, I think it was.
I think it was $45, but there's a range.
60 to 45.
Maybe it's 45 if it's a war bond sale, and it's 60 if you buy it.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe. Although war bond on a buggy, what are you going to do? Drive it at somebody aggressively? Yeah. Who knows?
I mean, I'm sure it'll get destroyed, like from orbit or something, so.
Oh yeah, sure. No, I was just tongue in cheek, really. War bonds tends to be a warship with guns on it. So
you said it had a gun, a turret.
Well, allegedly. I don't think it's not specifically said.
Allegedly. No, but doesn't this look the specular detail looks freaking amazing?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I just hope our frame rate's like that. This is obviously in a developer level.
Yeah, well, there's like probably no shaders, anti-aliasing. They don't even have anti-aliasing yet, actually, come to think of it. I'm looking forward to that when they actually introduce anti-aliasing. Because you get a lot of jaggedies at the moment still. I was going to make a video for Star Citizen last night on, Arena Commander, and then I realized I didn't have my saber anymore, and I got distracted, so I had to go buy it on. I need to buy a saber, and I need CitizenCon to come along so I can buy my saber.
Yeah, I finally got there. Yeah, so Cyclone goes on sale Friday, July the 21st. There'll be 5 options, ranging from 45 to $70, which sounds to me like there'll be
That's
different
expensive.
variants. Yeah, that's why I think they're armed.
That's expensive. $70. What is it doing? Like, is it like a? That's interesting.
But if he's got an anti-aircraft turret on it, for example, that could be quite useful.
But yeah, I mean, that almost sounds like it should be as big as an Ursa, like $70.
Well, it would
Here we go.
or would have to be better armed.
Coordinated cutlasses there.
Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it? The new Cutlass model.
It does. And they have the new spring-loaded hinges. Not these ones don't, I don't think. Did they have the spring-loaded hinges on these ones? And when
What,
they land?
the landing gear? No, I think
Yeah.
they're still working on it. It's not in yet. They
Well,
just
it's-
showed it off. They showed it
supposed to
off
be in
in
for
this
3.0.
week's in this week's ATV, and
Let's
it
have a
does look pretty cool.
No, they have. They compressed a little bit. They compressed.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. They definitely compressed a little bit. Not a whole lot, but yeah, a little bit.
Well, when we get onto the most recent ATV, the way they want it to work is going to be awesome.
How are they going to
Is it-
do landing gear with a Mustang?
It doesn't have any.
That's one of my point.
You just have to be careful, won't you?
You just land it and it breaks in two.
Yeah, no, you just have to just land it very, very gently.
Oh, hang on, I got to go back on this because I just love this zoom out of the planetoid. It just blows me away. I mean, obviously it's just an asteroid. Planetoid is just a big asteroid. It's not a moon size. It's not an asteroid size. It's a big planetoid size. So, yeah, it's
Pretty cool.
It is pretty tight. Planetoid. It's not that big, but you know, it's not supposed to be. It's just a big asteroid.
I wouldn't want to try and walk around it. It would take a long time.
Apparently, it takes like 18 hours to drive around in a Nox, and a Nox goes like. Do you see the speed of the Nox? It's freaking nuts.
I haven't seen it yet. No.
I think they showed in the ATV the speed of the Nox, or is in the happy hour. I forget.
That looks awesome, doesn't it? Look at
It
that.
does. Lighting. Okay, so where is this? It's coming up soon. My favorite video so far, I think. That and the one for this. There's been some amazing, awesome videos lately.
Yeah, I really like the one that they showed this week that they've released standalone on YouTube. The Lost and Found one with the salvages. That was really nice.
It was. I don't think salvage is not in 3.0.
I don't think so, unless they've decided to stick it in.
Maybe with the little handheld tool.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow, that's just amazing. That looks like a fucking real photo.
They've done a lot of really good work recently. They just need to release it now.
They do. I think people are starting to get a little
That's what
frustrated.
it looks awesome. Let's just play with it, please.
I mean,
But we haven't got long to wait, have we? What, a month
well,
at the most?
Well, we don't know.
Before
but
we get PTU, I mean.
I think you
should-
may end up having to be like have PTU at Gamescom. I think like I don't necessarily know that it'll release at Gamescom.
I would have thought it'd be out of avocado by Gamescom.
Yeah, oh,
and
yeah,
then
I would assume
PTU
so.
itself either be just before or they'll announce it at the end of the presentation.
Yeah, I think that's probably PTU.
That's what I reckon, anyway.
Yeah, because they seem to be delaying it like every 2 weeks. They delay it 2 weeks.
The thing is, they've delayed it so much now; it has to be perfect and it has to look awesome.
I don't
and
think it does have to be perfect.
And there can't be big
Oh,
bugs because people.
oh.
Yeah, this is cool. Because otherwise, the press will just fuck them if it's shit, and they can't afford to have that now.
I don't know. I think the longer they leave it, the more they're going to get fucked.
Yeah. This looks cool, though, doesn't it? That's an Ursa there, isn't it, on the left?
Yeah, I thought so.
It's a pretty big rover, that really.
It is. It's got.
Speaking of
wheels.
big, this is ridiculous now.
I
As
gotta
we
get a reclaimer when it comes, dude.
I've still got a Phoenix to reclaimer upgrade for 0, but you know I've kept hold of the Phoenix, you know, ever since I picked it up. Yeah, the Phoenix would have to suck for me to actually replace it for something else because it's just been one of those ships I've always wanted. But if it is literally just a friggin' luxury constellation with a bloody hot tub, I think I might have to let it go.
Okay, that looks so fucking good. Motion blur, man.
It's
Makes
all
a
coming
difference.
together. Just look how stupidly huge that thing is.
Nostromo, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And you haven't even got there yet. I mean, it looks pretty big, doesn't it? You will see. It's just fucking stupid. I mean, that claw, you could probably pick up Port Olisar and drag it about.
No, I think it's more like pick up like a constellation.
Oh, easy. You could probably pick up an Idris with it and move it around. But look how far out you go before it actually disappears.
Almost to orbit.
You can see it from orbit. Almost.
Almost, yeah. You can still see it, and there it goes. It's gone. That's just amazing.
That's big. That planet.
Yeah, it's the size of Texas.
Or that
really.
moon.
That's the one that's
fucking
about the size of
huge.
Texas. Which is big state. Texas is a big state. So.
Just look how smug Chris looks.
I know. He's looking like.
Look at it. It's
See,
brilliant.
I told you.
Yeah. Yeah. See? Stick that up your pipe and smoke it, Derek fucking smart.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, that's what Chris is saying. In case we get death threats and hate mail.
I don't think many people like Derek Smart, to be honest with you. No one likes a hater.
Especially when it's quite clear there's no reason to be hating it yet, you know? Look at the progress they've made.
Okay.
Wonder if they practiced that at the breakfast table.
Did you see the one they tried to do at the end of this episode of the Derelicts? And he's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I didn't know what was going on.
Well,
He's like, "Doot," with his finger.
I just can't get over how big the Reclaimer is.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy big. So what's this, the LA update? That's right.
Mm-hmm. The man with the best hair
There he is.
There he goes.
Aaron Karen Davis.
Just how cool would it be to work in that office? I mean, look at it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. I'd be a bit of a nightmare though too, because like the amount of like work late nights you'd have to do.
Yeah, I must imagine that all of the developers who have significant others must have significant others that are so used to them doing this or so forgiving. Otherwise, it could be a marriage breaker.
Yeah.
Because of the sheer number of hours they'd have to put in to get, especially now, they must be in crunch time now, right?
They have to.
They must be.
I mean, they must be like working their asses off right now. Because
it's cool.
Knocks into ship. Look
how big the
Cutlass.
Look how big the Cutlass has got.
I know.
It's been down the gym.
It has, but when working out, super buff now. Super buff.
There's this, you can't hear them, but the sound effects of the knocks when it's when you turn it off is pretty cool.
Well, I can go back and we can enjoy. In a second.
Missions and the reason it's knocks where you expect it.
Oh, Aaron, stop with the puns. Knocks where you expected. It's not where you expected. He said it's knocks where you expected.
Speaking of gameplay,
yeah,
that's like bad puns.
Grown.
That sounds like something you would say.
Yeah, I know, but I've had too many Knox puns by now, and that's saying something.
Okay, let's just move this along.
Here we go. This is where they're showing the
springs.
Look at that. That looks awesome. That's what Star Citizen's been missing, is the feel of weight when you land.
I still don't get that feel of inertia when you take off, though. It doesn't look like they definitely need to work on that.
This one will make you feel seasick though. Look. It's like a 1960s Cadillac or something. Something in between would be great, but that's a little bit too bouncy.
That's because the gravity's so low, I would assume. If the gravity's low, then you'll bounce up and down a lot because there's nothing pulling you down.
No, what I mean is it was bouncing on the suspension, if you like, rather than the gravity. A little bit too much. But it looks awesome. I put up with that over the little, like the unrelenting landing gear we currently have.
Yeah, I'm surprised before like ships didn't explode when they landed.
Or every pilot ends up having their lower vertebra crushed every time they land.
Whiplash. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So cargo is done, and cargo binds to you when you buy it. So if you try and sell it, apparently, you can't sell it in Olisar. You have to sell it in Grim Hex.
Ah,
So
the
yeah. So like they have a system in where if you steal someone's cargo, you can't sell it in Olisar or anything like
yeah,
that.
you got to sell it on the black market,
Right.
which is pretty cool. This is the Hurricane where they've shown you the progress they've made, and it's entered white box now.
Mm-hmm.
So look, this is quite cool. When they show you the animations in a minute, they've fixed the bugbear I had with the Gladiator.
Which
So-
was that? From underneath?
No, watch the canopy of the pilot's canopy in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, see, it opens. So you don't have to, when you EVA out when you're in space, you don't have to go down the sodding lift to get out of the ship. You can get out to the
okay.
canopy.
That's good. What?
So
Yeah.
they'll probably do the same for the Gladiator.
When it
which
gets a
is-
rework.
Mm.
Or maybe they did it in Item 2.0 rework.
Yeah, maybe. I just haven't seen anything with the Gladiator, with the opening canopy yet. I don't even actually have one of those anymore.
What? Her
The
Gladiator?
Gladiator.
Yeah.
This is the
New
they've
outfits.
moved in a load of new threads into the game from concept art, which is useful.
Are we
So
getting
things-
NPCs in 3.0?
No, I think this is all for the PU and Squadron, I think.
No, but I'm pretty sure we're getting like static NPCs, right? In 3.0?
Oh, yeah, I mean, like in Crusader
Right, in
and,
Olisar and
and Area 18.
to make it feel a little
you
bit
got
more
the
alive.
dude at the bar and stuff like that. Yeah, it'd be quite cool if they had just some random people just wandering about.
Okay. Well, where does it start? Our derelict ship starts soon. Tattoos.
Tattoos.
The new MOBA glass coming up.
Yeah,
Uh,
not that dude. Looks like something out of Cyberpunk, doesn't it?
He looks like he's out of Mad Max.
Yeah, he's got some sort of bizarre implants, and this is where you can actually see the wounds inflicted on dead people, which is always a nice detail to have. It is the new MOBA glass.
Yeah,
Looks really nice.
it does. Yeah. So it has to fit
Thing
on
is,
armor and
they
clothing.
could sell that, right? Even though it would never do anything, but they could sell it on the merchandise store, and people would buy it as like a bangle because it looks that cool.
It'd be cool if they did something. That would be awesome.
Yeah, just have a light that flashes, probably, wouldn't it? Unless that's where some of the money's gone. They've actually developed a holographic display.
That would be neat.
That'd be awesome.
Maybe they could do an AR thing with like glasses or
What, HoloLens?
HoloLens or something. You could have a pair
Yeah,
of
that's
glasses. you
so
wear.
expensive. I did look at picking up one of those dev kits, and I was just like, not for that sort of money. Nope. But I like that idea. That's more likely to get more mainstream usage than VR HoloLens.
I mean, they could do it with contacts. Then it would be something.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool. Even I'd wear my contacts every day if you had that functionality.
You're like assessing each person as you walk past them. Who's that? My contact lens tells me. Scary stuff right there.
That's terrifying. In fact, I was just watching. I'm halfway through the third episode of season 3 of Sherlock, where the baddie's got that on his glasses.
Yeah.
Just what you said. That was kind of terrifying. Here we go. The main event.
Derelict process start.
Yeah. Don't need to listen to that. So yeah, they started with the Derelicts from like the Gamescom last year. I'm really
The
curious
Derelicts.
what they're going to do in Gamescom this year, though. I don't think they'll do 3.0 stuff. They have to do something else, like jump between star systems or something. Or,
Yeah. I mean, they're going to save Squadron for Sitcon, aren't they?
I don't
so-
know if they'll do that, to be honest. But
So we're not going to see much more of that. Maybe another maybe an actor reveal or something like that. But
No, I think
it
they'll
will
do
be
4.0. Like they'll do a preview of 4.0 because they did a preview of 3.0.
4.0.
They
Jesus.
did, they did a preview of 3.0 last year at Gamescom. Why not a 4.0 preview?
Yeah, maybe.
And 2.5, I think, was coming out like at Gamescom as well. So 2.5
We'll
came out. So
Yeah, the detail that they've put into these Derelicts is amazing.
yeah, it is truly stunning. And it's all procedural, so that adds a lot to it too, you know. This is just from 3.0 last year. This is from the Citizen Con.
It's the Derelict Javelin.
Yeah. So what ship do you think is going to be the special one?
Oh, what the game changer?
No.
They talked
So in this, they said he's having 5 derelicts that will be on planets, but there's
Right.
one that will be a special ship no one's seen before. A big
Oh.
one. A big one. Do you think it would be
a derelict?
An Idris, Javelin,
I think it'll be an alien one.
or Bengal, or Drilla, or
It'll be the one of the Tavarin battleships from the
Really?
war.
You think they finished
So-
those?
No. I think they may have been able to create
N-
a derelict of it.
Well,
because-
apparently the derelict is the last phase in their shipbuilding thing. So they build the ship, and then after damage states, they have now a new phase called derelict. So it should be something that they've already done to polish state. That's what he said. So it's going to be
well,
something
it
they've
could
done.
be a 600i.
They haven't done that to a polished state.
Maybe not. I don't know then.
It's got to
Something
be
we
a,
haven't.
it's got to be
Something
a
we haven't
Bengal,
seen.
a Javelin,
Some-
an Idris, or a Driller.
Or that one of a kind massive thing, which
Kingship?
Gary Oldman's ship.
Oh, Pegasus.
Yeah. But again, that would just be fucking too big, wouldn't it? So I don't know. We'll
And he
see.
said he was visible from orbit. It's at least 3 pixels from orbit.
So it would have to be something pretty big then.
Yeah, he said it's visible from orbit, at least 3 pixels.
Wasn't there a video
There
a couple of weeks ago with the Reclaimer with it was all when they were showing off all the volumetric fog and the lighting,
There
and they
was.
were walking towards a derelict, which we thought reminded us a little bit of the crashed alien ship from Aliens. Maybe that was like a teaser of what that ship is.
I think it's either going to be a Driller or it's going to be like one of the big UEE ones, like the Javelin or the Idris, or because they already had a Javelin in the 3.0, so why not just
Yeah. I mean, it could be the Idris because we saw a lot of damage states for that. We've seen the Javelin, so it can't be that one. So Idris or Bengal, I guess, if it's UEE, and then if it's for the
Vandal.
Vandal, it'd be the Driller or Kingship.
Right, I think those are the options.
Because those are the only two that are big enough.
Those are the only 4, I think, out of those 4. I think they're the only ones that they've actually shown that they've actually done to the point where it looks like it's an actual ship. You know what I mean? We haven't seen any Tavaran and midships yet in like
No.
grey box, white box, or anything like that. So
No, it's just the only thing that we haven't seen yet is, the ruins of the stuff in that war. All those ships that were, I forgot now. It's like that. There's that picture, isn't there, where the whole armada ends up crashing into a planet or something at the end of a war, rather than scuttling the ships. The Tavarin admiral decided to just scuttle everything. But that's where the Tavarin idea came from, anyway.
I'm a
But
little
we'll see.
concerned that what's the point of Rex? What's the point of Rex when there is no salvaging?
Well, they did talk about them in this week's ATV about them being inhabited, so they could be
But
used
there are
as
not in
procedural
3.0.
bases.
There's no inhabitation.
Oh no,
in
I mean
3.0.
going forward. I mean,
Right,
that's
I understand
probably
that, but
gonna be the point
like,
of them.
I don't know.
And then going forward, of course, you'd have to salvage too.
Oh, that's right. They did say that there would be missions related to the derelicts. Like, Cart would give you like a mission to go get a black box from a derelict, and then he would also give a mission to someone else to go and stop you, or someone else, but the other person would give you a mission to stop you getting that black box. So you would have like interactions between two people, you and me, one trying to stop it, and one trying to get
So
it.
you just have to, if you have to go and get it, then you have to make sure that you're right on time. Yeah.
Or you have to make sure that you watching the corners as you come in, because there could be people hanging there trying to stop you get the black box.
That was a really obscure pun, but
It
I'll
was.
explain.
That looks so good. The fog,
Yeah,
the haze.
doesn't it? Yeah. This is the frustrating thing, I think, about it, for people who have been waiting, is look how cool it looks, but we can't play it yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like I said, I'm off on holidays for 2 weeks as of this coming Friday. So I've got 2 weeks where I won't even know what's going on, because I'm effectively going to be turning all my tech off.
Have
This
to kind
looks
of,
awesome.
you think about that as well.
Yeah.
And the habitation side of things, like we want to get into.
It's a bit
sun
sad
goes
it's a
down,
crash
lights go
freelancer,
on.
but
there's
look at
all
that.
these kind
That
of
looks
things
incredible.
to think about. Maybe a campfire lights up. There's all these kind of things that add so
It's
much.
day-night cycle.
Derelict lump and metal.
That was one thing I noticed on thing. Chris said that, or someone said that there would be no day and night cycles in 3.0. I don't understand that, because isn't there orbital mechanics?
I'm not entirely sure, because I think that was one of the things that they said they asked the guys in the happy hour this week.
That's what it was in Happy Hour. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And he said there's no
Like
day and night
orbital
cycles.
rotations and day and night cycles. They didn't think that it was going to be in 3.0.
That's
So everything's going to be
disappointing.
everything's going to be static, effectively.
Well, that's a bit disappointing. I think that has to do
Yeah,
with AI, maybe, or something, like being the
Could be
coordinates.
linked to subsentious, maybe
Yeah.
subsumption of the coordinate system.
That's a very disappointing to me. Very disappointing. There'll be like the sides of the planets that are always dark and sides of the planets that are always light.
I mean, to be honest with you, mate, I mean, Elite Dangerous models all that. So if you bugger off to a system and then you come back, 4 hours later, everything is moved around the sun, but you don't notice because you've been to a different system and come back. So, I don't think we'd notice, is what I'm trying to say.
I think I would notice. I definitely could, like, without
Want to move
rotation.
inside the text?
I mean, I guess. Whoa, that was loud.
Oh, was that the Muppets with their bloody mopeds coming up and down my street
Apparently so.
at 1:30 in the morning?
A little
Oh,
trace
awesome.
of history. And for us, there's no
That's
This is-
good. That's fucking
kind of up to us.
It's a
to just
reinforced,
go a bit
crashed
wild
Star
with our
Farer.
imagination sort of really push it. And it's great for us as an artist because it's
It's impressive.
really what they are for doing it. And I'm also very disappointed about the fact that CR today said, well, yesterday said that there were only 5 to 10 systems at release. I'm like, I don't believe it's like around the corner, or 5 to 10 is not seeming a lot. So,
Yeah, it depends on what they put in those 5 to 10 systems. If they're the big, heavy-hitting ones, with all of the main landing zones and lots to do in them, then that could well be enough if they put 10 in. But if they only put 5 in, and some of them are pretty empty, there's only so much procedural exploration you can do before you go, oh, okay, I'm bored now. What's next?
yeah, I mean, there was something like 20 is my thought. I mean, 100% was like originally, but 20 I think would be something you'd be like, okay, there's stuff to explore and I can get lost. With like 5, I don't feel like I can get lost in 5.
Yeah, there would have to be an awful lot of content for people to get lost in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, 5 is 10 based. I was picking 10 minimum. If it didn't do 10, I was going to be like, wow, this is not going to be very good. But 20 is my sort of like, oh, that's such a big number. But maybe they're going to release it in 2019. Like, the game is just going to be released in 2019, and then they'll start changing systems out.
I mean, the tool set that they've been slowly building over the last 12 to 18 months will allow them to build things quicker. So if they only have 5 to 10 systems in initially, then they should be able to iterate on that pretty quickly using these tools. As long as they release a new system every month, I think people will be happy with that. I'm obviously guessing, but
So, for back then, it was just saying that 20% of the Derelicts will be sort of living in the best of them just to crash ships. That's basically what that section was about. But yeah, back to plans, I'm just very disappointed in that 5 to 10. I mean, I accept that, that the procedure plans kind of made a timeline that I fucked up the 100 planning system thing, because originally that wasn't part of the procedure plans, was part of the 100 systems thing. But, I don't know, having a 10th of what they said originally is like,
yeah. I think they need to actually come up with a proper forum post to actually explain what they meant by that, because an awful lot of people will be quite rightly disappointed with that particular comment. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna hang up and call you back because your audio's gone really bad. I can't actually make you out. You sound like a Dalek. Give me a sec.
So yeah,
Nope, you still sound like a Dalek. Do I sound okay?
yes, you sound fine. I sound like a Dalek.
Yeah. It's like really okay.
How does that sound?
Same, but I should be able to struggle through it. It's just I'm not sure whether it's coming through on Twitch because I don't actually listen to that when it's live. Could just be me.
I could go check on Twitch just to be sure because I don't want to be like freaking out. Twitch. Feedback. Oh shit.
Youngest great defensive walls we have in the community today is Dragon, who's going to be going up against Hayate, representing Team Panda Global, who is...
Stupid thing popping up. Okay.
One thing was pretty good this week was they didn't have any of the wonky zoom on the camera this week. The extreme close-up they've been doing in quite a few of the other videos.
Yeah.
The extreme close-up they've been doing the last.
Shit. Stupid freaking ads on Twitch. To check whether or not the audio's messed up for me.
No worries.
Okay, so this is listen.
No worries.
Okay, so my audio is messed up on Twitch. So I'm gonna pause this reboot and I'll come back in a second.
All right, I'm gonna go and check and see what my dog's barking at. I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll just hang up and you'll ring me back when you're done. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll cut this video and do this first part. And we'll just seasons. So see you guys in a second.
And welcome back, guys. My audio is fixed. I don't sound like a Dalek.
Yeah, well, nothing wrong with that. You can always exterminate people.
I can do. Yeah, I guess I could exterminate you.
Yeah, well, nothing wrong with that. You can always exterminate people.
Oh, go away, Twitch. Freaking Twitch.
Okay, so now we're back. Where were we in talking? I've lost.
We
where
were we were just talking about the 5 to 10 and pseudo announcement about the number of systems that they think they're going to have live. I mean, I don't know whether that means when the PU launches or when they actually get to
he said when the
beta.
game releases. So like,
Oh, okay.
so that could be
Oh,
like it could be at 4. It could be like 5.0. You know, because 4.0 would be beta. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's already said that. Like when it hits 4.0, it'll be considered beta because like all the major systems will be in, and it'll just be content and polish from there. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe we're closer to the release of the PU than we think.
I think a year. I think 2 years. I think we're 2 years away from release. 1 year away from beta, probably. So.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a pretty good amount of time. And obviously, if they've got 100 systems planned or thereabouts, and they're only going to give you 10.
Well, we know.
Shall we say?
And we know there's a bunch of systems they haven't shown us because, like the Leah system, they've done a bunch with that. That was in the Gamescom. Well, not the Gamescom, the CitizenCon thing. They have the Leah system done. The Nix system should be partly done. They said, and you know, so there's at least, and they have a system. What's the system in Squadron that they've done?
Pass.
There's a system in Squadron that they've done. That's part of where the Squadron is taking place. So there's 4 there, right there. So I mean, I think they've. Oh, I'm gonna watch this video because this video is awesome.
He was talking to me about like, you know, what were you thinking? And I'm just like, well, I think in multiplayer.
That looks so
mode.
good.
So I'm just like,
although I do
okay,
have a
there's
question
Starfarer
about that.
here.
Is that like going to be there all the time? Like on fire? The Derelicts going to be on fire forever?
There's kind of a map in it.
I would expect
but
it to
now
only
I've got
be
the
on
luxury of
fire
kind
for a
of
given
spreading
amount
that
of
map
time
around
after it's
a
crashed.
kilometre square if I need
Yeah,
to.
but when is it
But then you
crashed? When the
create
PU
these things of
starts?
high risk and high reward. So they maybe
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe they'll just have to, as part of the procedural crashes rather than the actual creative ones. And obviously, that was just to show us, you know, what a burning wreck would look like. Yeah, but I would have thought that for procedural crashes, or even if, say, I was flying a freelancer and for whatever reason I was killed and there was nobody to fire at the ship and it literally just nosedived and crashed, my wreck would actually spawn on where I crashed.
It might. The thing is, they said that some wrecks they would like to keep after they die or crash or whatever, but they said really it's up to the tech and whether or not they can keep them or not. So it may end up being that our ships don't stay there for very long when they die.
No, a certain amount of time for people to be able to salvage any raw materials or parts and so on, and then they just fade.
Yeah.
Because, you know, given the number of players that are going to be and the relatively small number of systems, if they stayed forever, then eventually everything would look like bloody Coruscant, but made out of crashed spaceships over time.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely have limitations on what they can do in terms of percentage time before it disappears. Like it'll be like maybe an hour, if that.
Yeah, this so well done. These derelicts and the technology that they've put in to procedurally mold the wreck to the actual contours of the
that's pretty impressive.
Of the planet. It's awesome.
And the fact that they can just like it randomly picks the number of sections in the caterpillar that when it's crashed, so they can have like 3 sections or 2 sections or 1 section. So it's not just like a fixed 3-section thing. It just randomly generates like a 1 section part of it or a 2 section part of it. So that's also pretty cool.
Yeah, and in one of the full Lost and Found video, which is at the end of this, I think, you've got like the cockpit section of a constellation hanging off the edge of a cliff, which really does look pretty cool.
I think that's.
Although I wouldn't want to be standing on the bridge of it though, just in case it fell over. You know what I mean? But it was good.
So this is Lost. Is this Lost and Found? No.
No, but I like the fact you can see dead bodies. That's a nice
touch.
Nice touch.
You can push them around.
Well, loot them. Yeah, this is look at that. That looks really, really impressive.
It does. Well, the atmosphere looks the most impressive part of it. Like the.
Yeah, I guess you could say ship.
I wonder what that is. Is that part of the Javelin?
It looks like it.
I mean, growing up, I couldn't get enough of them. I'd hang out by the pads. Any
That looks
chance I
awesome.
got,
Looks like
and listen to
Tatooine.
the pilots swap stories.
Yeah.
My dad used to tell me, "You weren't
That's what they
born,
were going
you
for,
lived."
maybe.
But yeah, there was always something about them.
Look at the detail on the flashlight. You can actually see part of the storm blowing through the light. If you could look closely, it's impressive.
Pretty impressive.
These aren't graveyards to me. No, they're a testament of life. Think about all the lives that touched this one.
do some
really
to
show
this place.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy,
Well,
right?
I think they need to start.
And there are a
I'd
few
like them
things
to
in this
bring back
universe
the ship
that have that kind of
commercials
power.
that they
That's a
did
lot of
for
time, though, I
initially.
think.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, obviously after they've done everything, they got time to go back and do them. But I would like to see commercials
it
of the
always
quality
comes down to
for the
the people
300
fluid.
series.
The modifications that they made to make it
for the
theirs.
other
I mean,
ships as well.
We could find 10 Connie wrecks.
So I still think
and
the
even though
300
the layout's going to
series
be the
advert
same,
is
every single
it's
one of them
one of
is
the
going
better
to be
videos
different.
they've done, even though it looks a little bit
There'll be
dated
some kind
now.
of lingering presence to connect.
Do you think
to
there'll
the
be
people
storm
who lived on it.
systems in 2.0?
Storms?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I don't think they've actually mentioned yay or nay, one way or
When
the
I
other,
look at a
but
ship,
I wouldn't have thought they would have
I
them
see
in
a
there.
person.
Mainly because I don't
I
think
know
the
when
atmosphere
people
on
find
any of
these
the
wrecks, all
planets
they
that
see
are
are
going to be in
mounds of
there is
scrap
thick
or
enough
a
for
painting
it.
or whatever. But to me, maybe it was just
Maybe
growing up on a dusty rock,
if the
but
planet that they
the
showed
ship
with the
was
crashed javelin on, I'm not
freedom.
sure whether that's actually part of 3.0 or not.
limitless possibility.
But you could have sandstorms, maybe. I mean, that's an impressive shot as well, with all the sand blowing around.
Is that a javelin?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty neat.
It's a good video.
It is.
But again, it's just a canned video. We want to play it now, damn it.
I know, it's just getting a bit old. This whole waiting thing.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
I know. I just feel like.
But by September, it should be live, and we'll be talking about how much fun we've had, and there might even be videos of us flying about together in 3.0.
I'm worried that a lot of the things that they say that people are assuming are in, like orbital mechanics, rotational mechanics, weather systems, and other stuff like that are part of like creating an atmosphere on a planet, won't be in 3.0, and people will be sort of disappointed about that, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, when you compare it to other games that are out there, the planetary tech that's already in there is way better than any of the other games, and this is literally just alpha. Yeah, this
Thanks
is quite
to all
funny.
the subscribers for supporting our show.
Lack of
And be
communication.
sure to tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m.
This makes me
Pacific to
chuckle.
catch Happy Hour Friday. This week, Will Maiden and Gareth Bourne will be talking cargo and other game systems for 3.0 and
Yeah,
beyond.
hope it's worth the wait, guys.
Finally, a quick message to
There you
all of
go.
our backers.
He's
You
actually
guys
thanking,
are awesome. None
thanking
of
the
this could happen
subscribers
without
for
your continued interest and
making
support.
us
So
being
thank
able
you
to
for
make
letting
these
us build
things.
this truly unique game.
And until next week, we will see you
Around the
around the verse.
I didn't know what you were doing. I've never done that before.
And by the way, you may come across
But
a
it was
site
good.
that we've not spoken about. There's only one of them in the verse, and if you find it,
Is this after that?
Pretty
Is
big
it
surprise.
another one of these? Oh, I
Yes,
missed
there
that.
is.
I stopped watching
Hopefully,
after
touch
the
wood. I've been very adamant about it, and I'm
Around the verse
100%
fail.
confident it will come through. But
Do you know
there
what I mean?
is. We have to do derelicts for every ship.
It's the retribution
So it's
room.
actually part of the ship pipeline now. So once we've finished creating the ship, so it goes through the stages of white box, grey box.
I do like
concepts
the
of white
layout
box,
of the offices.
grey
It's
box,
nicely done.
production, texturing, optimization,
There we
damage,
go.
derelict. So that's the other leg of all this now. So we have to do that with every ship in the game. So we've
What are
got
we
quite
waiting
a
for?
big backlog to do. We've done 4 already. But one of those
See,
4
he's telling you.
is
Let's wait
massive,
for it.
and you might come across one in the verse. There's only one in all the verse at the moment.
I feel like I should be
But
adding a
it's
drum
there-
roll.
It's there hopefully.
Right.
to be
This is
discovered.
talking about the visible from the
yeah,
planet
You can get
thing.
a good sense of scale.
Oh, okay.
Of how big these things are when they're on the ground. Good luck.
Oh, this is where they're
trying to
talking
find
about the special ship,
Cool.
3 pixels
and
from
you can
orbit.
see that from outer space. That's like when you're going across the planet, you can see.
I wonder if he liked
like
Alien
3 or 4
Covenant.
pixel thing. On
So that's the
terrain
question,
going
really.
past. It's that
I haven't
big.
seen it yet.
It's huge.
No, I haven't yet.
So yeah, basically he's just telling us that it's visible from space. That doesn't even say orbit. So it's visible from space as you're flying across.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
So, I wonder if they're going to actually expand on sensors and how they work. Whether you can actually just point at a planet and it'll scan you, and you can scan it, and you can get an idea if there's anything on the planet rather than just having to fly down there to see it. Because you'd have thought that the ship sensors would be good enough to say, yeah, there's something metal over there-ish, and then you have to go fly that direction to actually locate where it is. It shouldn't all be visual, is what I'm trying to say. You should still have some sort of indication when you're flying about.
Okay, so
They won't want to make it too easy, I guess.
So I'm just going to go for just before we finish, I want to, yeah, got it. So I want to go over the schedule report. Not much changed really, to be honest. So they've made steady progress in various systems. Some of the larger systems like render texture still needs work, but they've put it in. They've implemented enough for the teams to start using them, but it's also exposed bugs that which has caused some additional delays. So yeah, it's looking close. I mean, the release date hasn't moved for any of them, for PTU, Evocati, or for Evocati or PTU, or the release date for the actual release of the game, of the version. I don't see how they're going to do all the testing in a month, though. I mean, that's just crazy to me. But
yeah, I guess it all depends on how well the Avocati get on with it, and whether they find anything massive before it goes to the PTU proper. Because I expect most. I mean, me and you will probably get in relatively early to the PTU testing.
Yeah, I did last time.
So at least we'll be able to help hunt those bugs if there are any.
Yeah, I enjoyed
which there's
them
bound
last
to
time,
be.
actually. I enjoyed hunting them. I was on Spectrum all the time, just posting. So.
You know, keep doing that. You might be elevated to Evocatidom.
Yeah, maybe.
They're trying to add more people into it. So then if they add too many people, this kind of makes it pointless, because it's supposed to be the best testers, if you know what I mean.
So Personal Manager app was completed. There's not much that was completed this week, but other than it was more like everything's waiting on the UI. So basically there's like nothing other than this AI's assumption, which they're kind of like adding more missions to right now. So there's really only thing left to do is the UI. So it's all on the UI team right now. So I think they're going to release to Evocati with a lot of the UI missing. I think they did that in 2.6 actually. Like a lot of the UI for the ship customization, in Arena Commander and for the other thing that was missing.
Yeah,
completely missing.
I don't think I'd be that upset about the player experience side of it, because I mean I've got a funny feeling that the new Star Citizen website, including the stats page and the some of the helper bits, which they were talking about, the new player experience, I wouldn't be surprised if that's in 3.0
so
now.
I was looking for this. So physics serialization is done, bug fixing in progress, which is great. And then Aurora is added, so this is new. That's been added. Class and work light pistols, Gemini pistol, bearing AR revamp of the bearing P4 AR. So there's a bunch of new things there, and I think we may even get more, because we're going to probably get the Cyclone. I reckon the Cyclone will come into 3.0, just like the Noxus coming into 3.0.
You think the new buggy will be done enough?
I think so. I think they've been doing it in the background, sort of behind everyone's back, just like they did with the Nox.
But that'd be cool. More stuff to do on planet side, because the Grey Cat would get pretty boring after a while. But the Ursa does look impressive. I do like to look at that. It'd be good to actually get a closer look of it.
So this is it. This is the big delay. This section is the big delay. So this is where all the problems are right now. And this and render to texture. Those are the only things that need to be done, really. Everything else is completely done. Entity Owner Manager, the component scheduler is done. The Entity Owner Manager is going to be finished this week, coming up a week. Inventory system may be done next week. I don't know, we'll see. So we just got to pray that the UI doesn't cause any more problems, because right now it's just causing all kinds of shit. I'm going to go back up to the main thing. So as you can see, graphics, which is the render to texture thing here. That's way out there. AI is also way in there. This is done, Cortex done, gameplay is done, universe content done, ships and weapons. Yeah, that's just the Aurora pushing that high because they just introduced it. So these three, the UI, the AI, and the graphics. So
yeah, they did
close.
say that all ships have been converted to 2.0 now.
Yeah, it's all done. So now they're just doing bug
which
fixing
is
for
a
that.
pretty big feat in itself. That.
Yeah. It is.
I mean, again, the UI is important because it's how people interact with the game and what
but
people,
it's-
especially new people, would see as their experience. So again, that's one of the reasons why I think the, not the rebrand, but the refresh of the website and things like that, and the player experience will all be included, which is why it's been delayed, or rather, why the UI is such a big blocker potentially.
Okay. There was one other thing. So I think they said that they're testing internally the update the Delta patcher. So that could be coming with 3.0. It looks like it will be, especially as everything gets delayed and delayed. And I think the release date will probably get delayed, like the main release date. I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be just after Gamescom, the release. But the PTU should be kicking off by Gamescom. So.
Yeah. So what they might do then is the patcher update will be updated, which will include the Delta, but you'd still have one final mammoth download to get.
They probably
3.0 itself,
right?
And then everything else is using the Delta technology, which means 3.1 will be a lot less painful on bandwidth and time.
Yeah, and but even when you do, because like in the PTU and 2.6, they released a patch every day, so that's a 30 gig patch to download every single day for like 2 weeks. So, and I did that. So that was
well, when they were doing that, I was still going up on site a lot with my job, mostly home based now, which is good. But back then, I ended up having to, I'd test things in the evenings when I was in the hotel up there, and obviously I pre-download it before I went up there. And then 2 days later, there'd be another patch, which meant I couldn't, halfway through the week, I couldn't help anymore because there's no way I was going to download 30 gig over hotel broadband. It just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully this Delta patch comes with 3.0. If it doesn't, it should come soon after because nobody's going to want to like download, because this patch is probably going to be bigger, if I had to guess, because there's a lot more content there.
Yeah.
So if it's like 40 gig or 50 gig, and they don't have a Delta patcher, people are just not going to want to download that for like every single day on the PTU, because it got to like, I think it got to like P version on the alphabet, like. So it got.
Yeah, I think that was the last one.
Yeah, I think P or O, maybe O was the last one, I think. So it got through quite a few versions during those like 2 weeks that they were testing on the PTU. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe what they'll do is the 3.0 PTU-A will be the big 40 gig download or whatever. And then when they release patches, they'll be using the Delta technology, which means it'll only be what's changed that's downloaded rather than everything again.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully. Otherwise, that could be really painful.
Yeah.
Because they want everybody to test this thing when they get in there. And obviously, if everybody has to download 50 gig, once a week even would be bad enough, especially on metered broadbands. Be a nightmare.
Yeah.
That blows up people's monthly allowance in one go.
Yeah, I have a monthly allowance, but it's so high that it's not even worth mentioning. So.
Yeah, there you go. Happy days.
So, yeah. So yeah, I guess we should finish now because we've been going on a while, and I got things to do, and you got to go to bed, and.
Yeah, it's exactly 2:00 in the morning here.
So let's call it a day. So yeah, guys, I have a new XCOM season out. You can check it out on my channel, Logic Gamer with the 0 for the O. You can check that out there. It's a new series. I'm going through like the Shadow Ops class pack, which is mod. It basically changes all the classes. So it's a completely different playthrough. And I will be doing another playthrough when War of the Chosen comes out at the end of August, which is going to be weird with Star Citizen coming out then. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, you have to pick and choose, but it is good. I watch them myself mainly because I'm too lazy to play XCOM 2 myself because I could. But it is good. I just hope I survive to the end like I did last time. or my namesake in your game anyway.
Well, I actually I try to record at least like 15 episodes before I start putting them up, because Iron Man is very difficult, and because like one big mistake and you're fucked. And so I tend to record a bunch before, just because I already did like 2 playthroughs before this current season, and I got like a few episodes in and I died, like a bunch of my team died. So it definitely, I basically go all the way to the network tower, and then I start releasing them, because otherwise people don't want to watch me fail like half a dozen times.
So I guess on Iron Man you can't load at the beginning of a mission, can you? It's literally if you die, you die.
If you die, you die. It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's brutal.
It is brutal. It's totally brutal, and so this don't be surprised like that I've gotten this as far as I have, because I failed a bunch before this. I spent like a week recording, like I got to like 9 episodes one time and like 5 episodes another time, and then I was like, I fucking died again. But now I've made it all the way to 20. I think I'm currently recording my 23rd episode. So
fingers crossed then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's August, isn't it? War of the Chosen, or whatever
29th,
it is.
29th of August.
Huh. Yeah, it could end up coming out literally just after 3.0 hits.
Yeah.
Or 3.0 hits the
No,
PTU.
I have to like share time with them. So.
I don't think you'll find it difficult to choose, though, will you? Let's be fair. Planet-side technology and all that stuff. Or watching your dudes keep missing 90% shots.
Damn you, XCOM!
Oh yeah, it is quite funny listening to you getting so pissed off about the fact that they miss.
Damn you, XCOM!
If anything else, it's worth watching just to hear him getting pissed off with it. But yeah, watching that's fun.
I shouted at the screen. I'm like, "What's a dirty bastards?" You
choke. Good stuff.
I don't mind seeing if someone chokes and they end up dead. I'm like, fine, you're an idiot. I don't care. So, but
exactly. Well, I mean, I think we've gone as far as we needed to with every today. We had a bit of a random talk at the end, like we always do. We're nothing but professionals on this go. But back in, anyway. It's going to be a little bit more than 2 weeks, because I'm going to have to catch up on all things Star Citizen when I come back off my holiday. So probably be
2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah, probably. 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. So we might be covering 3. So it might be a mammoth one next time.
Yeah, like a big long one. Yeah. Okay, so
in fact, let's do that. We'll say we'll do 3, and then we'll be able to. Then we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, like, subscribe, complain, whatever you want to do, and we'll be back whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.